We're not slaves for one day. Kind of, sort of, not really, but I am. I work today. How's everybody doing today? Get shares happening here this morning. Good morning. We're going to go to some crazy places today. We got to talk cray-cray today, y'all. Cray! Because the government's cray. That's why. We're going to talk cray. I want to talk about a couple things. Oh, I was down that rabbit hole, brother. I was down that rabbit hole yesterday. That YouTube rabbit hole. I got a couple good examples I want to look at. You know me, I believe the ancients. Let me say this. I believe the ancients more than I believe everybody in government everywhere all over this planet. I believe them. When they said they saw flying stuff and they could levitate and float and do this and kill people with their minds, stare goats, I believe all of that. I do. They have no reason to lie to me. And all the whistleblowers coming forward, like, listen, guy, we were staring at goats. You better get your government in check. I just think there's so much more that we don't understand. That's why I think quantum physics was such a blessing to the world. Just the opening up of Pandora's box. Open that box the hell up. Show the human beings how stupid we've all been. Good morning, good morning. Who we got there? Brother Jim and Kati in early in the morning. Where you guys are might not be that early. I'm an early riser. Father used to always get up early. He couldn't get up quiet. When he would get up, he'd make all this noise, wake the whole house up. He'd get up, banging hammers at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, man, what are you doing? Walk up the steps, boom, 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 boom. Dude, you see I'm trying to sleep here. He's like, my health teacher said I gotta get 8 hours, Daddy. Stop making noises. No, that old man, he's an old military guy. Get up in the morning, make your bed, brush your teeth, get dressed, and then watch the sun come up. There was no sleeping late in my house, so I'm still an early person. He indoctrinated me. That was that military indoctrination. It sunk in. It definitely sunk in, so I'm an early person. How's everybody doing this morning? Talk about a couple crazy things. Good morning, Ty. Good morning, Tori. Good morning. I gotta get my comments. I can't even see. Badra. Hey, Nikki. Good morning. It's Nikki's birthday, y'all. Birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Everybody say happy birthday, Nikki. Happy birthday, Nikki. Happy birthday. I think it's your birthday. Is it your birthday? Sometimes people lie on social media and they say, I got 8 birthdays. I don't know. Is this your real birthday, Nikki? And then what is this with this birthday week stuff, birthday month? I get one birthday when I was a kid. Get one birthday every day after that, everybody forget who you are, forget your name. But happy birthday, it's your birthday, Nikki. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Elaine. Buddha. We're gonna talk a little Buddha this morning. I like the religions. I like scriptures. I like all of that. Oh, good. This is your woo woo. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's Nikki's birthday, y'all. All right. I saw that one. And then don't get mad at me. It's news. We can get into all types of stuff, but I'm talking about some fun stuff first. It's important to talk about the news. It's important to talk about what people think is politics, but it's human ticks. That's what I think. That's what this is kind of becoming. It's just, I like to look at different topics, and my friends keep sending me stuff, and I keep going down these rabbit holes and trying to figure out what the heck is going on. But it's time we evolve out of governments. We evolve out of politics. That's why I like to touch on the news, but then talk about something that's significant. And the news is not significant. The news is tragic. It's tragic. It is tragic. So many people think that this is the real world. We are wave energy, waving all around. Just waves. Rocks are waves and plants are waves, waves everywhere. But we're lost. We got a system down condition. We got an arid condition. Oh, YouTube's not here. Let me get YouTube over here. Come on. I see y'all sharing. Appreciate you sharing. I'm explaining the share thing one more time. After I'm done doing this, I actually do go out and I read comments. I try to read every single comment. I look at who's shared. I go to your page. I like it so you don't seem crazy by yourself. Like, oh, somebody liked the crazy guy post. Okay, I like it too. And I see who shares. And in my mind, it's just a little tick gets in there and it's Brother John shared. Okay, tick, got it, okay. John comes to the page and he says, good morning, John. Comes to the page and he starts the dialogue. And I read most of the dialogue. I don't read everything. I read most of it. When it gets argumentative, I can't go down those threads, but I try to read everything. And I get a little tick in there. And I see Nikki said something, that little tick in there. I see a pop-up. and it says Tony likes something. I get, you know, I see something. So when you're interacting with people, you're stimulating those neurons. And that's why, like I said, when you share and you got a space in my brain, like a neuron somewhere, I go on YouTube, I see you commenting and stuff like that, like you get a special space. And it might be how I saw Nikki's birthday this morning, that my brain is in tune to that, and that pops up and I see the name and I see the comment. Yeah, I just kind of explained long way that y'all should share. But there's some science in there. There's some science deep down in there. All right, I want to show y'all something. I want to show you something. Let me show you. All right. I want to show you something. I was down a rabbit hole yesterday. Oh man. And I'm still in it. I started looking at Nazis and Hanabu and Hanabu. And remember this: if you're watching for the first time, I can tell you a secret first, because y'all gonna think we going to crazy town. It's not really crazy town. Your government always lies to you, because they are the kings and the lords and their servants. They will always lie to you, because historically they have always lied to you. Please don't get in a debate with me about your lies. I'm not interested. I'm not at that. I don't care. But Bernie, I don't care. You know, but Rand, I don't care. But Russia, got people in prison now because all y'all Russian racists. Cut that crap out. Listen, if your debate is your lords are telling you the truth, then you need to go debate with other people who believe in some other lords. I don't, damn it. I believe I can fly. I do. I believe I can stare at some ghosts too. All right, let's get to it. So, let me show you what I saw. Fake news is important. Oh, fake news is so important. You got to see it all the time. Got to watch your fake news. If you don't watch it, all right. Man, I already messed it up. I'm gonna show you the clip anyway. I get excited when I see this stuff. Let me show you this. All right, I know you see the picture. You see the listen. Look. Hey, don't no Nazi UFO alien me. Don't stop it. Listen, your kings always lied to you. Look at what the kings are doing. Look at what the lords are doing. Look at where they spend the money, honey, and pay attention. Because they don't spend big money, trillions of dollars in places that's useless. They spend it to kill and murder your kids and take your resources and make you feel stupid and make you look dumb on camera and stuff like that. Let me show you something. I can show you. Look. I was going down this rabbit hole because I was thinking, why would Hitler take forces and like divert them from a war to go look for ancient artifacts and documents and scrolls and go to Antarctica and build bases? And like, how does that practically make any sense? Because it's not practical. It's not practical because he didn't figure something out. I think he was just this crazy dude. Well, all right. Now listen, and don't anti-Nazi Holocaust, but that I don't care nothing about that. I don't care. Because people, they like to rewrite history and change it. And history's got to change. History's never right. It's always false. But I'm not into the whole Lord King fight. He diverted forces to go around the planet, Africa, Antarctica, Middle East, everywhere, try to find all these ancient artifacts to build something. And then magically, after World War II, we in space. How does that work? Before World War II, horse and carriage. Americans dumb as a bag of bricks. And after that, they got a NASA program? What's a NASA? All right, let me show you. I can show you this video. I was watching this. Look at this video. What is this? 1939. Hanabu test flight in Nazi Germany. I looked at it, I was like, man, oh my God, that's the UFO. Somebody filmed it, flew in Hanabu. Was American, it was Nazi made, German made. And I got all excited, because I get excited. This is what I do, I get excited. But then, I'm a skeptic. I'm always a skeptic. Some skepticism. I don't like to believe that. Everybody's usually lying. We're all brainwashed. We want to believe what we want to believe. And so I went down in the comments section. And I was looking at this video, and I got to the right comment. This is how you look at fake news. Got to the right comment. And he said, whoever made this video expected you to believe that back then they had cameras that they used to shake around like today. So I thought about that. I was like, why first of all, listen, I don't give me the Nazis didn't have UFO, you're anti, I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you look at something, process the information, use your critical thought, use your experience, and think about it. I was like, they didn't have cameras that were really handheld. Not a lot of them back in the 1930s, but I could see one of the Germans wanting to film this to try to get it on film. It's hard to believe. Hitler was pretty tough. The Nazis, they had security down to a T. They remind me of your NSA right now. They remind me of your DHS. But they didn't. When I went back, and I could be wrong, I went back and I looked at some film from the 1930s, and they had these setups, and the cameras were big, and they had stands, and they filmed, and they weren't shaking like today. And that was his point. He said, well, you know, whoever made this, they expect you to believe that camera shook back then. And every time I went back, every video I looked back at the World War II and before that, in 1930s, all the videos were pretty stable. They were on cameras. They were on stands. So anyway, that's where I started out. But Hanabu is a real thing. This video, I don't think is real. I personally, just me, I don't think it's real, but that's okay. That's okay. But that led me down a road. What is the government always up to? What are the kings? Because again, like I said, they always hiding everything. They're always never telling us the truth. And I ran into brother Ben Rich. Ben Rich was the CEO of Skunk Works, right? Skunk Works. And a couple quotes from him, right? Because this is what I was thinking about. You know, you got all these black budget projects. You got all these people working on top secret technology to kill you and make you keep using oil and driving gasoline cars because stupid. All these black budget projects. I tell you, listen, I had an experience as a kid. I'm going to tell you what got me into the whole UFO thing as a kid. I'm going to tell you. All right, I'm going to tell you. I don't know who's here. Is the NSA here? I'm going to tell you. I hope I'm not getting in trouble. I ran into somebody. My father worked with a lot of very, very intelligent people. And one of them told me something once. He said there are two, because I knew everything the time I met him. I think I was 18. I knew everything. We were going into the Gulf War. I knew everything. I was telling him, oh man, listen, we're going to go in there. We're going to kick Saddam butt. We're going to blah, 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 blah. And this man told me, he said, first of all, he pulled me aside. He didn't tell, because this was at Thanksgiving. My father used to always invite all his black budget friends to Thanksgiving. And he said, we don't have to go to Saudi Arabia. I mean, we don't have to go to Iraq. He said, there are two realities. He says the reality that the U.S. government lets the world know and the reality they don't. He said Russia's got one too. All the kings, all the nations have one. He said we don't have to go to Iraq to fight a war. We can win the war from a button's push. He told me a couple things. I won't get into that. But he kind of indicated that we're never really being told the truth. That they're always significantly further ahead. I thought he's crazy. He asked me, do you watch Star Trek? I was like, yeah, I watch Star Trek. He said everything that's been done on Star Trek has either been done in a lab, micro scale, or it's been done big scale. It's like, man, you crazy. You crazy out there. It's like, you crazy old man. You crazy out there. I just threw it away. I threw it out. I didn't pay no attention to that man, dumb, crazy. I don't know. My father worked with insane mathematician, satellite crazy engineers. You crazy, man. You're nuts. You're nuts. And I just forgot about it. But then we started looking at what the SR-71 started coming out. You know, the Blackbird and stealth fighters and all that started to come out. They were doing all these things at Skunk Works that were always 30 years behind. I started doing some peeking around and started running into whistleblowers. Back then, it wasn't YouTube. I forgot what it was called. We had Prodigy. We had Prodigy. You go die, you go dial up and you like download a video. It take like half the day and you actually get a little piece of little UFO something. So anyway, why am I going here? So this leads me to always look at where your king is spending, right? If your king is buying swords, he's about to send you to war. If the king is starving your population, you better get ready. You better start hiding in boy childs because they're about to send them to war, right? So if the king is spending on all these top secret black budget projects and the Edward Snowdens and the Assanges and all of those whistleblowers about the electromagnetic gravitic drives that they say that we have, and that all these things people see in the sky aren't actually aliens. They're just United States aircraft and Russia aircraft. Then we need to focus on that. Did they find that $13 trillion yet anyway? By the way, did they find it anywhere? The Pentagon find that? They didn't find it because it's in space. Like I told you, Space Force has been around for a very long damn time. A very long time. Direct energy weapons have been around for, I remember when I was a kid, somebody said that, you like my stories, Tony? Thank you, Tony. Tony like my stories. Thank you, Tony. So when I was a kid, I was a Boy Scout. I did a lot of things. Oh, but you know what? This wasn't a Boy Scout story. This was a Civil Air Patrol. Andrews Air Force Base. Used to go over there for all the air shows. We used to do the flight line. You know, we'd stand out in the flight line, look like we were tough. It's like ROTC type program, Auxiliary of the Air Force. When I was a kid, I remember looking at the C-141 direct energy weapon. They had a laser mounted on the front of a, what was it? What did I say? C-141, right? Those are the ones stationed at Andrews. And so they mounted it on the base of it, and they showed these pictures of shooting down missiles with a laser from the front of a C-141. They don't even make those. I didn't even fly those anymore. I tell you, I'm a little old. So anyway, so we've had this stuff a long time ago. Even but before that, Reagan and the Star Wars project. So we know we had all of that. No, I'm not going into the California wildfires. Again, your kings lie. They have the weapons. They always use them against their population. You know, that's it. You can do the rest in your head. Whatever you believe, I'm fine with that. But they're always lying to us. Look for where the money's going. So anyway, I ran into Ben Rich. He runs the Skunk Works. He's the guy who was doing all of this stuff. He had one of these deathbed confessions, right? He was one of these guys who earlier on, he just said, you know, there's no aliens, no UFOs, no nothing. We don't have any secret technology. He believed that stuff. But he didn't believe that on his deathbed. So this is when I stopped. I was asking myself the question, if I worked on a top secret black budget project with some high technology, I don't know, let's call it propeller airplanes. At the time, people riding horses like, propeller airplanes don't exist. They don't exist. You're crazy. You're crazy. No, you can't fly. What's wrong with you? I don't know. If I was working on a, I don't know, black budget project, let's call it a tank in Germany. Called it, you crazy? You can't put a bunch of metal together on a track and put a big gun on and shoot people and destroy houses? What are you smoking? All right, if I was working on a black budget project and we had free energy type of Nikola Tesla electromagnetic drives, technology that could resolve the reason we go to war, or the reason sentient people who are, they have kids, right? They have family that serve in the military. Some of them serve in the military. They give us a reason to go murder a bunch of people and destroy a nation. You know, all the geo conflict, and people are okay with foreign policy. They're okay with genocide. They're okay with killing everybody as long as it's not them. If I worked on one of those projects and all of these people died, 5 million people since 9/11, and your neighbor, your son died. I was thinking about the interview I did with Sister Cindy Sheehan. But I come forward and tell you I was working on that. I have to think about that. I really have to. I believe in saving the world. I also believe in not being tarred, feathered, hung up, murdered, killed. Would I go against an NDA aside, a non-disclosure agreement, threats from CIA, FBI, deep state security, crazy mofos? Let's call them crazy mofos. I don't believe in your acronyms. The only acronym I believe is MOFO, crazy mofos. They kill a lot of people. Would I go against them, toss out my retirement, also admit to the world that I worked on quiet projects that could have prevented all these wars and all these people dying, all these babies being burned up in fires, burned under rubble, climate change, destroying ecosystems, destroying all of the dumb, stupid, ridiculous things we've done for the past 30, 40, 50, who knows how many years. And our government had the ability to prevent it. Would I come forward and tell y'all so the people could tar and feather me and the government could kill me? But hell no, I wouldn't. Hell no, I wouldn't do it. I keep to myself. I like, look, y'all gonna die. We all gonna die. It's just how the world works. I can admit to it. It's how the world works. But you know what? I'm a punk when it comes to that. I'm glad that other people aren't like me. I'm glad that Brother Ben Rich, let's look at some of what he talked about. Let's look at some of what he talked about. So it's in Ben Rich's opinion that the public should not be told about UFOs or extraterrestrials. He believed they could not handle the truth, ever. I don't know that I don't totally disagree with that. I just want to look at some of his quotes real quick. Only in the last months of his decline, went too fast. I'll post the whole thing. You can watch the whole thing. Only in the last month of his decline did he begin to feel that the international corporate board of directors dealing with the subject could represent a bigger problem to citizens' personal freedoms under the United States Constitution than the presence of off-world visitors themselves. This is where your Federal Reserve came from, by the way. That's why I talk about the Federal Reserve a lot. Federal Reserves are important. Government knew until 1969 took an active hand in the administration of the information after the 1969 Nixon Purge administration was handled by international board of the private sector. All right. So endless war and developing new technology. Let's call them propeller airplanes. Let's call them tanks. Let's call them aircraft carriers. They require a whole lot of money. Did anyone find that trillions of dollars? Did they find it yet? They didn't find it since the phone call? No, they ain't got no money for healthcare, though, but they got the money. All right. Endless amounts of money. This is why it's all related. This is why what's happening around the world, geopolitics, is all related to government lies. All of this is connected. All the wars, all the migrants, the human migration, climate change, all of this is related to the fact that we still think we need oil. So on his deathbed, and this is the only time I'd probably consider it. On his deathbed, he came forward and said a few things. This is where I quote, and he's not the only one. Now we talk about fake news. That's not the quote I want to show. Now we talk about fake news. You put together all different types of information from all different sources. When I was looking at this yesterday, I went into a Reagan quote. In Reagan's presidential diaries, he said that he met with scientists and for lunch. And he said that he wasn't aware that our advances were like science fiction and that we had the capacity to take 300 people to space. President Reagan said that. I'll post the link. You can read it. 300 people to space. You know how big the space shuttle is? Y'all remember when I was a kid? When I was a kid, you see the space shuttle blow up. It can't carry no 300 people because they're always up to something. They're always doing something they're not telling us about. Hashtag Space Force. They're just now letting you know what they've always been up to. But this led me down some other paths. Not just the UFO, and because it's not about UFOs, it's just about the next aircraft carrier. That's all it is. It's a propeller. It's the new jet. It's the new stealth fighter. It's the new something. They have free energy drive airplanes. Who was the other guy? All the whistleblowers came for it. Bob Lazar. I think Bob Lazar, they're doing a new documentary on him now that they've proven he was right. Now that they got the, is it Elysium? What's the name? Element 115. Now that they got that out, now they're doing a documentary about him because everybody said he was lying. Now you find out he was telling the truth. Like Element 115, because he came out, quick story, came out with 1970s, 80s, came out and said, listen, I worked down at Area 51, them mofos, because they all mofos, they got UFO craft, they're trying to reverse engineer them, figure out how they work. They thought they were Russian, but they weren't really Russian, they were something else. And they're trying to make drives and we couldn't figure out how to do it and I left. Bob Lazar said that. They said, well, you know, give us the details. He said, we use Element 115. That's how they work. Element 115 gave us the name of it. Element 115 was not on the periodic table back then. That's what appeared on the periodic table less than 10 years ago. Element 115. When you look at all the corroborating stories starting to come together, you start to see what the fake news is. You start to, but you don't have to. If you know history, you don't have to go back. You can just say, you know what? I remember in history class, my teacher said the kings always lied to us, that they always send off some scouts to the new land and they never, ever, ever, ever tell us what's in the new land. They never tell us they found Native Americans in the new land. They're sweet. They love everybody, want to feed everybody, want to have Thanksgiving. We was dying and starving, digging up the corpses, eating them and everything. We just wanted some money and gold and everything. And the Native Americans took care of us because they loved us. They believe in nature. They believe in sustainability, keeping everything nice and sweet and everybody love each other. They believe in that. Mostly, not totally, but mostly, you know. They come from an ancient culture. We don't believe it, but no, that's not what they did. They came home. The scouts always come home and say, oh, some pagans. Pagans, we need to go murder them and bring them Jesus and get all the gold, get all the gold, get all the oil out of Yemen. Because the scouts always lie. Lie to us, but the scouts go back to the king, tell the king the story. All right, so I don't want to go through that. NASA is a scout. That's my point. The FBI is a scout. That's my point. The CIA is a, oh my God. How in the hell do y'all still even have a CIA? with all the people they murdered in South America. So anyway, let's keep going. So we have the means to travel among the stars, but these technologies are locked up in black projects, and it would take an act of God to get them out to benefit humanity. An act of God. Anything you can imagine, we already know how to do. An act of God. I was in a good discussion last night on a thread with one of the brothers, and the brother was saying that, you know, because I was kind of explaining my position. Well, what are you going to do? Because everyone liked to ask me, what are we going to do? I don't know what you're going to do. You can do what you want to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at what's wrong with the world, and I'm going to change my life to equate what's wrong with the world. What's wrong with the world was Gerard. That's what I broke the world. I broke the world from my perspective. I broke it. It's my fault. I apologize to everybody. I broke the world. I used to buy electronics, buy laptops. I used to work for big corporations. I helped them with getting rid of the humans, writing automation and software and robotics. I did all of these things. I used to have Christmases, buy all my kids all the toys and everything. All the trash they didn't need came from slave minerals, came from slave. I did everything to support my colonizer indoctrination. I was a good colonizer. I broke the world. So I told him, from my perspective, I'm doing what I got to do. I'm educating myself. I'm changing my life. I'm becoming more sustainable. I'm living within my means. I'm growing plants. I'm eating. I'm stepping away from all the crazy mess that I was indoctrinated to do. He said, but that's not going to fix everything. I said, I'm not trying to fix everything. If anybody thinks I'm trying to fix everything, let me clue you in on something. I'm wave energy. I'm wave energy. I'm not really what happens in the world. I'm not of this world. Sound crazy? I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world. I believe that scripture thing. Remember that scripture thing? You know the scripture thing? Yeah, you know, remember this? All right. The Federal Reserve that actually pays for all of this crap to go murder people to get you to be stupid. You know, Federal Reserve, the central banking. There was an example of that in history. It was what was it called? They were called money changers. I remember that story. The money changers. You remember the money change? Obviously, listen, any Christians, my Christian friends here, what y'all gonna do when Jesus come back again? And the only time Jesus got pissed off, when was the only time Jesus kirked out? He kirked out when he went into church and he saw the bankers in the church, money changes, changing money. That's what a bank is. Oh, let me see if I got this here. I got this here. Where is it? No, it's not on this one. It's not on this one. I want to show you something. No, it's not on that one. I think it's on this one. No, is it on this one? I'm looking for, oh, you know what, did y'all remove it? No, here it is. I got it. Y'all remember that? The only time y'all pissed Jesus off? I know, because Jesus runs the country, Jesus. Y'all remember, y'all see on the back of this right here. Can I show this? Y'all see that right there? In God we trust. I don't know who the we is in that line. If Jesus was pissed off about 3 people around a money changer table, changing money, and he come back in his UFO and find out y'all done rolled out central banking and Federal Reserves and destroyed and killed 100 million people all over this planet to roll out some banks, some money changers all over this planet to build economies based on it, to murder all his children, the Muslims and the Hindus and the atheists and everybody he loves. I ain't gonna be standing next to you. Oh goodness. Yeah, Miko, right. A fellow follower of Christ. Listen. If I'm behind you in line to the pearly gates, I'm gonna give somebody else my ticket for a minute. I don't want to stand next to you when you get there. I just don't. I don't. I believe scripture. I believe everybody's scripture, not just in the Bible. I believe all of them. I believe that the ancients had no reason to lie to me. We in line to pearly gates. I'm gonna ask you, if you're in the line to pearly gates and you got somebody behind you with a bald head, brown skin, he whisper in your ear, hey, hey, did you believe in the Federal Reserve? Were you in America? Were you a conservative? Did you believe in Republican Jesus or Democrat Jesus? And you say, yeah, I did. You gonna see that dude get his ticket? Look, I'm getting my ticket. Somebody, hey, y'all want to trade tickets? Somebody in the back, hey, look. Because lightning spreads, y'all. Lightning, when it hit, boom. I'm just saying, if Jesus comes back, he's not coming back to the Federal Reserve Nation. Just process it for a minute. He's pissed off about money changers. He's not going to be happy about money, Central Reserve, wealthy, warmongering countries. That's not the country he's coming back to. He didn't come to the first time. He ain't coming back to y'all now. Y'all called the Babylonians. That's who you called. Y'all the people he's supposed to murder. Y'all the people. All right, I'm done. I'm trying to put together all the pieces so y'all can kind of see. Endless war requires a bank that prints endless money. It requires fantasy money, where the fiat currency, where they just print money out of there, they just pull it out the anus and just throw it in the air, money! That's what it requires, because you can't make electromagnetic drive UFO technology, all the big triangle, what do they call it, SR3B, the big black triangles that they saw over Phoenix, Arizona, the big black triangles they see all over Europe, that you can't make the new tank. You can't make the propeller. They realized the jets were too expensive. Aircraft carriers, battleships that disappear cost a lot of money. It cost about $15 million. It cost about $15 million. $15 million. They lost and they can't find it because it's in the UFO, damn it. All right, listen. So what else he say? I'm sorry, Miko, you sent me down that route. All right. When asked how UFO propulsion worked, he said, "Let me ask you, how does ESP work?" The questioner responded, "All points in time and space are connected." Rich then said, "That's how it works. All points in space and time are connected." This led me down to Men Who Stare at Ghosts. Y'all remember that movie, The Men Who Stare at Goats? I didn't watch the movie personally. I'll post this link. You can watch all his quotes. I'm not trying to get into UFO topic. I'm trying to go to consciousness. What is it to be sleep? What is it meant to be awoke? Part of this to me is about quantum physics. Yes, Ty, quantum entanglement. What does it mean? Are people crazy? Who was that crazy psychic lady back in the 80s? Miss Tingling, Tang, what's her name? Miss somebody. She was real famous. Everybody said, she's a fraud, she's real, she's a fraud, she's real. All the people had no damn idea what Miss Jolie, what was her name? I forgot her name. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Because everybody got psychic friends. You know, you sit in the back, y'all snickering. I know they all know what they doing. They lie. All right, if the CIA is spending big money to get people to stare at goats, if ESP is a thing, if people are bending spoons, people all over the world do things that humans aren't supposed to do. And then quantum physics comes along and tells you what Jesus said. Quantum physics told you you are wave energy. Everything in you is a wave. You're not a particle, you're a wave. It tells you that your brain puts together this matrix type world, that nothing we see is what it is. It's all your brain interpreting what it sees and putting together a picture for you. Your nose does it, your ears do it, it's perception. We all live in a matrix from your forehead to your back head. What's the name of the back head? I don't know, but your forehead to your back. You live in a matrix, but everything is a wave. Led me down to remote viewing, right? He talked about how some of the aircraft, the UFOs they built are biomorphic. Biomorphic, what the hell does that mean? And why is he talking about ESP? And it leads you down this remote viewing. You know how they use psychics? The police department uses psychics. I was looking for the quote. Talking about people can't handle the truth. Hold on, wait. I'll post it. You can go through it. Remote viewing. Are psychics crazy? Are psychics crazy? Are they nuts? Do they have the ability to look in your mind? Do they have the ability to bend things? Can a wave interact with another wave? That might be the right question. Can a wave interact? I have a lot of psychic friends. I'm a little bit of a hippie. I got a lot of friends that believe. Miss Cleo, yes, thank you, Lord. Miss Cleo. I have a lot of friends who do these things. And I pay attention to them. I don't know what I believe. I look at the scientific part of it. Is it possible for wave A, that's on Earth right here watching this, and wave B is another person in the comment section that you about to piss off because you're gonna talk about how they don't know the subject, you don't know, y'all gonna fight on the thread? Can they actually pick up a wave from you on the other side of the planet? Because you acting like an immature little bastard in the comment section. Can somebody in the military look at another base from Russia or from America and see what's in that base? Can they pick up the wave energy from how many tanks, how many airplanes, how many whatever's happening? Can somebody look at the dark side of the moon? Can a wave on Earth pick up wave energy that's going everywhere, that's infinite, and there is no limits in time and space? All this is a construct in the matrix in your mind. Can a person look back in time? Can a person look forward in time? Have you ever had deja vu? Hints, breadcrumbs, all just being dropped all over the place, all over the place. And let me clarify to you. Let me clarify. Do I got one? I got one. Y'all remember that part in the Matrix where he took I got a spoon. Damn it, I'm a gardener. I got some pruners. This is my Matrix. This is my version of the Matrix. Stare at the pruners. I do plants, man. Shut up. Stare at the spoon. Can you bend that spoon? You can bend the spoon. Y'all remember the little bald-headed boy? You bend little boy. I love little boy, little cancer boy. Can you bend the spoon? And he tried to bend the spoon, and what the boy tell him? He said, the trick is to think that the pruners aren't there. The pruners are not there. They're not pruners. It's just wave energy. And you're just wave energy. Can you modify the wave of that spoon? Because it's not a spoon, it's just wave energy, and bend it. Of course you can. I can't. I ain't been nothing. I've been a pruner like this. I've never done it. But I'm not a denier. I just know that all the ancients talked about it. I know that time is a construct of our mind. We are living in the future, the past, and the present. So why are we still watching the news? Why are we still worshiping the kings? Why are we still fighting over the crap that lords give us to fight over that we know is completely unrelated to anything significant around this world? If the kings are always lying to us and we know that they have all of this free energy type devices, because energy has always been free on this planet. If we are greater beings, we're not even here. I don't understand. We are so much greater. Listen, this is where I'm going. I think that we need to be spending more time trying to bend this spoon. So I was in this discussion with the brother, and he was telling me, I don't think what you're doing is going to work. It's going to change anything. I'm not trying to change anything. But me. I only have authority to change me. Why would I want to change anybody else? I spent my life as a manager telling people what to do. I don't want to tell nobody what to do. I'm telling me what to do. I don't want to be a part and participate in this evil, apocalyptic, self-destructive world. Whether it's your political party, that political party, this king, that lord, this nation, that country, it's all a bunch of fools and idiots destroying the planet, thinking they're saving something. Why do I want to be a part of that? So all I can control is me. If we are evolved enough and we all stand down, it's easy if we fix our own mirrors. But as long as you're trying to fix somebody else's mirror, it's not going to work. And so I asked myself this question: what is it to be woke? We got a lot of people who aren't even asleep. They're just dead. Let me show you something. Let me change my picture. They're just dead. They don't even grasp the concepts because, I don't know, they eat GMO, eat too much sugar, and they drink the fluoride. They destroy their third eye. They can't even see what's happening. Then they're in a apocalyptic condition of system failure. They can't even see the matrix. They can't even see the ones and zeros. They can't see the simulation we're in. They can't see we're being played against. They're just completely dead. They don't have the ability to be asleep. Completely disconnected. Eating all the pesticide. Doing everything that destroys the microbiology. Like, look at it from a plant perspective. I'm a big botany guy. I'm a big plant guy. You know that plants pick up your thoughts? You know that, right? Every plant around you picks up on the intention of mammals as they walk around. Various studies have been doing it. I told everybody you need to watch the documentary. What is it called? What Plants Think About. What Plants Think About. Because plants are intelligent. The microbiology in them are. Either way, plants do things they're not supposed to. They demonstrate things with the dead humans in system failure that they're not even sleep. Can't even see. I kind of think it might be the microbiology, people. I think, if you stand in front of a plant and you mean it harm, you're actually going to destroy that plant. That plant is going to start shutting down its system to conserve resources, and it'll die. That's why when I give somebody a plant and they say, "Oh, I'm going to kill the plant," I say, "Oh, damn it, give it back, give it back." Give it back. I didn't see the research, saw the studies. They did it at hundreds of different universities. Give me the plant back. Just give it to me. You've already killed it. You've already told it that you're going to kill it. And it's not a crazy thing if you really think about it. If you're microbiology, you stitch together these multicellular organisms, you build these things, you need to pick up on the intentions of other microbiology, other multicellular organisms, if they mean you harm. You ever come in front of somebody, you get a bad feeling? That's what it's based on. That is the power of the beginning understandings into quantum physics we're starting to see. Just the very beginnings of it. A plant can pick up on that. So is it possible somebody can read your mind? I don't know. Do they got microbiology in them? Microbiology existing for billions of years on this planet and on other planets, they couldn't talk, they couldn't write, they couldn't read. How did they communicate? Think about it. Think about it. You might even want to read about it. You just might. You just might. Expand your mind. You gotta, so you can't talk about politics if your mind is like, if you're dead. Right? Like it's dead, not even being open to the fact that this really isn't even our world. We're not even from here. Y'all know we're Sagittarians. I say Sagittarians. We all from the Sagittarian dwarf galaxy. Y'all know that? we're not even Milky Wayans. Everything's always changing. But then there's probably sleeping people who just sleep. I guess they're just lost in politics and they actually think politics are here to help. They actually think politicians are here to save us and help us unless we force them. And there's people kind of groggy that they realize, ooh, this isn't feeling good. I was on the left and I didn't feel good. I was on the right, didn't feel good. I was on the Russia thing, I didn't feel good. This is not feeling right, kind of waking up. And there's people faking it like they're woke. And they're just pretending because they're just still playing politics. They're still playing destroy the planet when we evolved past politics and government a long time ago. We're just waiting for the rest of y'all to catch up. And there's people who are awake. People who realize we're not even here. We're just wave energy. And everything else is just wave energy too. But we really shouldn't be playing, allowing our governments to take all the resources we have and play this game. And that's what it is. It's a game. People exist in the status of system failure. They can't even see the matrix. They don't even know it's there, or they don't want to know it's there. We are so much more than this crap. There's a matrix world out there, and this is real. Everything is zeros and ones. Everything is just data. Everything is just waves. You can interface with all those waves if you know how to. I don't. I don't think I do. And you know what? Let me be honest with you. I was like, all right, honesty time. Honesty, we're all gonna be honest. If I could bend this pruner, do you think I'd tell you? Do you? Do you think I would even give you any indicator that I could bend this one? Y'all remember the movie Men Who Stare at the Goats? And they actually, in the real life experiment, they actually did kill goats. And before it was that, it wasn't stare at goats, it was stare at dogs. Because they were killing dogs. Y'all remember that? Where is that? Fort Bragg, where they had that facility? Based on a real story, real spending. If the evil kings and lords, scouts, get any indication that you have the ability to be weaponized and bend a pruner and bend a spoon and actually change something in somebody else, if they actually believe that all these psychics are coming out, if Miss Cleo, if she actually could do it, Miss Cleo would disappear. She would be weaponized like everything else. And it's a historical thing, right? Because if the king can use it to dominate, he's gonna do that. It's not even his choice. It's not the Lord's choice. We put these people in power. They will take anything they can to weaponize and use against somebody else. It's just how it works. It's not conspiracy theory. It's just history. If I could bend this, I wouldn't tell you. I could be bending. I bent it back. Before the show, I probably bent it and I bent it back. I wouldn't tell you. I'm gonna wait till I can fly and walk through walls. When I could do that, then I'd tell you, because I'd be flying around the world, save the kids in Yemen, save the people in the Congo, take the Saudi Arabian government, throw it to the planet Mars. You know, I'd fix everything. I tell Washington, you're done. We're finished with colonization. That project is over. The Democrats and the Republicans, y'all need to get together in a big boat. Not the people, but the leaders. Put y'all in a big boat and send you off to the nations that you've been bombing for the last century and let them figure out what to do with you. I wouldn't tell you anything. That's why people who actually do these things, I think that they for the most part stay low key, or they're just not around at all. You will be weaponized if you could do. But I think we got to spend time doing this, people. I think you need to spend time meditating. I think you need to spend time evolving your mind. If you're a Christian, I think you need to spend time actually focusing on the spirituality Christ said, the things that greater things he did, you will do. And it's not through no damn Republicans. It's damn sure ain't through no damn Democrats neither. Greater things. And if your minister was anywhere near great, he probably wouldn't be riding to church in a Cadillac. He'd be flying to church. I know I got ministers right now, they're making that minister face. You know, they got the lip up, getting mad. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying we all need to focus on the real world. And the real world is not on television. It will not be televised. The real world will not be televised. I was sitting here thinking, because I asked another question the other day. I was wondering, one person could have built all of the Egyptian complex. One person. One person who had the ability to actually control other waves. One wave has the ability to control all the other waves. That one person could have cut and lifted and built all the blocks, put them in spaces where you can't get human hairs in between them, so it would last for 36,000 years. And we got governments that can't build coating for houses that last more than 36 years without having 22 contractors to come by to try to keep them up. I worked on those black budget projects that were exploring into this and all this spending in Space Force and flying to Mars and whatever, all this other stuff these whistleblowers are saying. No, I completely would not say anything till I died. So I think you should spend a little time looking at the deathbed confessions of the people who worked on these projects. I suppose if they didn't have any sort of a legacy to hand down, anything that could be seized by these dark projects and the classified documents that they sign, I think that they would say it on their deathbed, or they would come forward now, but most people wouldn't. That's an evil, evil thing, if you really think about it. That's an evil thing that you did. It's a dirty deed, which is why I think the CEO of Skunk said that. I think that's why Ben said that, because he said it would take an act of God. They got that thing locked up. You'll get a few people come out like Donna Hare and what's the guy's name? What's the name? Wolf. I forgot the whistleblowers and all these guys coming forward. You'll get a few of them, but you're not going to get a whole lot of them. You're not going to get a whole lot of them. All right, I'm going to go to comments. That's where I kind of wanted to go. Open your mind, expand your mind. You believe in the religion, believe in it. You believe in your spirituality, believe in it. You believe in Mother Nature and Gaia and how all this works all together, and microbiology and fungi and communication and quantum physics, then believe in it. We are so much greater than the crap that's in the news. I was going to do the news today. I guess that might be going away. There were some interesting things. It wasn't a lot. You know, same thing. People killing each other, stealing their resources, not sharing, lying. Taking what a king and the lords told him, passing it on like it's true, lying about fake news, causing problems, not growing up, staying sleepy as hell, dead as hell to the world, and dead to any sort of empathy. Acting like it's good, cheering the Federal Reserve banking system, and excusing the fact that Jesus is going to be pissed off with you when he gets back. Oh, it was interesting. I do have something interesting I do want to show you. Who is this? I don't know who this is. Somebody who believes in kings and lords, or it was a king and a lord. She came for, who is this? They're talking about RT. RT being relentless. Why is Russia back in the news? Because Russia being bad. Russia trolling America, saying truthful things. Who is this lady? I don't know who this lady is. Y'all can tell me. I don't know if she's one of the queen lords or something. Somebody people worship. What's her name? Hold on. Where's my link at? She said something that's important. She's talking about RT telling the truth.
They're not. I don't think there's anything in there that is a lie, but it is an unrelentingly one-sided view. If you knew how to look on the other side, you would see that Russia at least is weighing in on both sides. They're not on your side, they're not on the other side. They're on their own side, It is to weaken us.
The host of the RT America program mentioned there reacted by accusing Spalding of trying to cover up her own failures.
Y'all remember these lies when they say Russia and RT today is owned by the Russian government to weaken America? They had Twitter accounts on both sides to weaken and cause conflict in America. Conflict over saying what's true. Does it actually weaken a people for the people to know what's true? Or does it strengthen them? It strengthens them, which is a great thing. And actually, Lionel had a great commentary right after that.
Media and legal analyst Lionel says shedding light on America's problems may be bad for the government, but not for the people.
I love Lionel.
The truth hurts. The truth can be problematic. Don't be so truthful, RT. Don't be so truthful. Or could you be a little bit more positive in the truth? This is a dramatic difference from fake, imaginary, unreal, untrue, fictional, fictive, ersatz, synthetic. That was the old story. Now it's, you're too true.
Now you're too true.
Could you be a little less truthful? Could you perhaps maybe spread the truth around?
Spread it like some butter.
Dramatic improvement, in my humble opinion. It cannot harm the United States, but it can devastate the government.
It cannot harm the United States, but it can devastate the government. It cannot harm the French people, but it will devastate their government. It will not harm the Russian people. It will not harm the Ukrainian people. It will not harm the German people, but it will devastate their government if the people actually find out what the hell is true. Truth is all we got, people. It's all we got. I'm sorry, Ann. I'm running out of time. I can't play it again. I gotta wrap this up. I'm gonna look at comments, and I gotta spend more time on comments. I don't spend enough time. I go back and read them later. At some point in time, we'll do like an after show or something where we can sit there and go through it. It was a rough one today. A little rough one. You gotta open your mind. You gotta expand your mind. That's why every time I run into a pastor or minister, I tell them, I say, you know what? How's that extraterrestrial religion going? They look at me all silly. Say, yes, that's all it is. I say, where's Jesus from? Where God from? Where the Holy Spirit from? Where Buddha from? Well, Sangita, I guess he was from here, but you know, what'd he learn? Where's Allah from? Are they terrestrial? And they give you that look. Open your mind. The ancients tried to tell you something. They tried hard. They wrote it on stone. They put it on clay. They carved it. They built massive pyramids. They did everything to try to tell you greater people came before us, and you refuse to believe that. You think that you're political. They did everything they could. My gosh, the Egyptians. Why do we have Egyptologists? Why are they even still around? The Egyptians like, hey, we didn't build this. This is not we didn't got here. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, that's pretty. Y'all see the pyramid? Look, hey, you see that pyramid? Look, let's live in that. The Egyptians told you, we didn't build this. Greater people before us built it. Egyptologists, oh, they built it. It was King Khufu and Fra and Frip Frop and Pop, just making names up. And the Aztecs told you that too, and the Mayans told you that. Shoot, the Native Americans, I know who put these mounds here, who put all these mounds here. What the hell is what's wrong with y'all? Temples and everything. All they did, they built on top of it. All around the world, they all told you the Aborigines, we ain't had nothing to do with this. Let me take my cave and put a palm here, draw a UFO and put some dots on it. You know, what's that tribe in Africa? The other Native Americans, the Hopi in Africa, the Dogons. The Dogons. Oh, we gotta lay the Dogons one day, yo. We gotta lay the Dogons. They got the Dogons dancing around, trying to look like the aliens, like, look, damn it. And they handed it down generation after generation after generation after generation. Like, listen, we done say some crazy stuff. Y'all need to pay attention to this. And meanwhile, we like, no, it's not. Go to church. There, eat some crackers. Eat some crackers and hit some wine. Eat some crackers and wine. Be okay. You feel good. Yeah, go vote. All right. Let me go to comments. There was some stuff in the news. I went through some of it. I wanted to show you that. Let me see what Cold War mentality. Right, we're going back into the Cold War. Why? Because dummies over there want to kill dummies over here, and dummies believe in the banks. So dumb stuff is happening. Oh, dumb program. Germany has a dumb program called Your Land, Your Freedom. They want to get rid of the immigrants, and so they got a dumb program. We're going to give you money, go home. We're not going to stop the wars. We're not going to stop funneling the weapons. We're not going to stop the wars that actually cause you to migrate, but we're going to give you 3,000. What the Germans use? What y'all use over there? 3,000 gold coins. Go on home. Go on home. So that's crap. That's crazy. Again, not solving the problem, not being sentient, not focusing on the fact that your wave energy, their wave energy, you're all connected. When they live in horror, that horror comes home to you. Yes. Oh, didn't think of that, huh? When you are destroying other countries and kids are dying under rubble and bombs, you think that that wave stays over there? Do you? Your wave energy. You don't think you're picking up on that? You don't think that collectively, if people grew the hell up and actually believed what the ancient told us, that we all looked in our own mirrors and fixed our own problems, started living like all of our grandparents, our ancestors, the religions, the scriptures, natural law taught us that we take care of each other and be decent to each other? You don't think that that worldwide would lift up the vibration of the people? I know it sounds crazy, but it's treading. Science is actually treading. The science they're releasing to you is starting to tread and give you the evidence of that. You know, it's like the experiments they did in DC and somewhere else where they got people together and they all started thinking well-meaning and uplifting. It's not crazy. It's spiritual. It's all that spiritual stuff that you talk about on Sunday that stops at the end of Sunday. You're going to church. They got like 5 scriptures and a guy get up to yell and rant for about 5 hours on 5 scriptures and you leave with nothing. I'm not saying don't go to church. I'm not saying don't have a religion. I'm not saying anything. I'm just simply saying, if you are wave energy, if you're connected to everything on this planet, act like it. Act like it. New talks on Taliban, hell, but without Taliban. Where's that? Switzerland? Switzerland, yes. You're having talks about the Taliban and the war in Afghanistan and the people who actually live there, but the people who live there fighting the war aren't at your talks. Colonizing. It's just colonizing. And I like Switzerland too, but that's stupid. That's just dumb. That's like deciding what's going to happen in Yemen. Who should win the war, Saudi Arabia or the Houthis who actually live in the freaking country? All right, I'm going to go to comments. Off running my mouth, I get excited. It was a good one though. Open your mind. Live like what you say. Live like what you say. Oh, there's one other thing I was gonna say. Maria Butina, I don't know about her. I'll post a link if you want to see about it. But apparently she was a Russian spy in America. And their family's trying to get her out because they got her in solitary confinement. Why does that happen? Why do you have this little girl in prison? First of all, I like spies. Spies are awesome. I think spies have kept us out of more wars than anything. You know, when all these governments have equal technology, they don't start world wars. They don't go to war because the cost is too high. They're all greedy. They just want money. They only go into wars that can win. Why do you think America, Germany, France, and Britain, the biggest countries with the biggest highly technologically advanced military, only go beat up poor people that have sticks and rocks and live in clay huts? 1, because they're cowards and they're bastards. They're murdery killers. But 2, because they got a lot of dumb people behind them. But mostly 3, it's all about money. Just resources. They're only going to spend so much as it's an ROI. It's a return on investment. They want to spend as little as possible to get as much back as possible. That's what I try to tell people. They don't want to focus. They want to go fight the police. Oh, the police are the problem. No, they're not. It's return on investment. We don't have a racist government. We have a government that thinks in ROI. Everything is profit. They want to spend as little money as they can to get as much profit back for Wall Street as they can. It's called socioeconomics, and it affects certain people, which is why they treat the little black kids in the ghetto the same way they treat the little white kids in the trailer park. You're the same exact cheap resource to be exploited. They all have the same plight. That's why I say this whole Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Orange Lives, Blue Lives, when you get all them together yelling for each other, then you got to fix. Until then, you just have a foobar. That's all it is. It's just a game. It's being played. It's always about the money. Are you dead? Are you asleep? Are you a little groggy? Are you faking like you're awake because you want to be in control? Are you actually woke? Those are the questions I pose to you. Let me go down the comments. Y'all tell me how crazy I am. Did you say psychics is real? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Because your ancients did, dummy. All your ancestors did. but the government just says that because they want Russia to think that they got this and that. I'm like, shut up. Yes, that's probably true, but that's not history. That's not history. Not going back far enough. All your ancients tried to hand this to you, and I'm just trying to give you what they tried to give you before you were dumb and went to college, got a job, joined colonization, joined slave labor, and got high up on the plantation and refused to grow up. I'm just trying to tell you what your grandparents told you. That's all I'm doing. I'm not smart. I'm just repeating what they said. The knowledge and wisdom that they tried to give you that just they couldn't get through that blockhead of yours because you just saw the BMWs and the Benzes and the things that you could do on slave labor because you could be high up on the plantation with your black skin or your white skin or your purple skin or your yellow. All right, I'm done. All right, I'm done. I'm going to comments. Let me get my closing out music and then we just do some comments. Open your mind, people. Open your mind. You will never have a mind in groupthink. Never, ever. Yes, I like psychics. I love psychics. I watch them all the time. I don't know, does Facebook tell y'all when I start watching my psychic people? Does it tell you? I don't know, because I get it, I like it, and I comment. Then I see some of y'all coming in, I'm like, oh Lord. I was like, Gail, I was like, oh Lord, oh, here comes Gail. Oh Lord, you gonna see me in here. I watch them all the time because I don't know. I'm trying to learn. Ask questions. What does it mean when you do this? What's a twin flame? What's a this? What's a that? How does this work? Do I press this button? What do I do? I'm trying to find out because I'm stupid. I'd like to know. And it's kind of scary too. Kind of scary. You live on a planet with some super beings walking through walls and flying, got wave energy. They can control the matter around them at the atomic level. They can get in your head and they can curse you. Black voodoo, what is it, voodoo and all this black magic and stuff and witches and Wicca, and you don't want to know about that? You really, you want to walk around in the streets of New York and somebody just looking at you, reading your body like this, like that Neo, seeing you in the Matrix, and you don't want to know that people can see you like that? That you just open, just want to stay dead and sleep and talk politics. Okay, that's up to you. Not me. I want to know how they work. I watch all their videos. I get in there, watch their videos, trying to see what they're doing. They in somebody's head doing something. I tap on the screen. I look at the. Can y'all see me? Can they see me? Remote viewing, it's a thing. Shoot, you got people remote viewing talking about people's civilizations on Saturn and Mars and the dark side of the moon and all of that. And you're like, no, it's not true. The government's telling me the truth. You're like, oh Lord, okay. You might be right. To me, everything's it's a factor of plausibility. That's what I do. It's a factor of plausibility. Same reason you take Bear aspirin and Tylenol drugs and put them in your body. It's a factor of plausibility that you might land in the 15% that dies because you keep pumping it in your body once a week. Flipping genes through epigenetics and all right, closing your third eye. You can't see nothing because you're taking all the drugs and now you're mad at people taking cannabis. What the hell, Ron? All right, let's go. I like that you're tending your garden right now. Yeah, Brother John, that's all I do. I don't stop, man. I garden all the time. I say, hey, plants are smart. Listen, something about plants. They love, when you love them, they love you back. Something really powerful about that. The kings are always looking for an edge against the other kings. Exactly, Brother Gal. Please say it louder. Please just keep saying it louder and louder and louder. They're always looking for an advantage. If they find it, they're going to do it. And how do you know where they're looking? Look where the fund is going. That's why I say governments can't have secrets. They can't have Federal Reserves. They can't have central banking. They can't print money. They can't do. We need to grow the hell up. But they only do it because we let them do it. We consent to it. Please say it louder, Brother Gal. Don't stop saying it. We need to speak more. Stranger Things, yes, Mary. Stranger Things is this crazy, crazy show, and I don't ever want to be an upside down. I don't do the upside down. And what's it, Demogorgon? Yeah, I don't do that. You got Demogorgons walking the streets of Manhattan. Got Demogorgons walking around London, and y'all don't even want to know. Y'all don't even want to know. Y'all don't even want to know. Okay, you can got Demogorgon all up in your. All right. Shoot, I need to know when to run. I need to know when the hell to run. Comments not showing up on YouTube. Oh, they should be showing up, Linda. They are now. Maybe that was early. They always lie. Yes, Age of Credilla, they always lie. That's why I don't, when people start telling me stuff, Age, they be like, what the Democrats said. I'm like, oh, Lord. They showed it what a Republican, when Trump is going to, and I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Well, Obama was, I started thinking about painting walls. They start thinking like, oh Lord, the kings always lie to you people. They always, you're not on their team. They don't know you. They don't like you. They don't like your kids. You giving the future of your kids to people who don't like you is really, really stupid. It is. It just is. But like I said, don't be mad at me. I'm not anti any of you people. I just like it when they're fighting. Right now they're fighting, and I'm happy with that. So whoever is in office at times where it looks like they're fighting, I'm good with that. They need to fight more. We need to grow up a lot more. We need to work together a lot more. While it seems like it's some instability in government, that's when people need to get the act together like in France. They're getting the act together over there. Y'all better watch the Yellow Jackets. They're getting it together. They're not playing. You better get your pork. You better get your torch and start sharpening that pitchfork. For the sake of your kids, not for the sake of your ego, your political ego. The EM drive is magnetic propulsion. It works. Yes, it does, Linda, and they don't use it, and they won't roll it out, and they won't give it to you, and they won't make a car with electromagnetic drives. They won't make an airplane with it. They won't make a helicopter with it because we're stupid. We let them keep secrets from us, and so they keep us fighting. They keep the police shooting poor white kids and poor black kids. They keep sending the CIA and the NSA to look at all your data, cause all problems in the society. They keep doing it because we let them. So we can stop any day we want. We can grow up at any time we like. Totally up to us. Happy Friday, Brother Kevin. Happy Friday. Yes, it is Slavery Friday. We have 2 ears, 1 mouth to listen twice as much as we talk. Go on, Brother Miko. Go on. You need to be a preacher or something. You a preacher? You a preacher, Miko? We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Because then this is what I do. I come out here, I run my mouth in the morning like this, and the rest of the day, I got my ears. My ears on the comment section. People call me crazy, saying this, saying that, whatever's going on. 2 ears and 1 mouth. Actually, we need about 8 ears, don't we, Miko? We need about 800. How many ears we need? And some of us don't need a mouth at all. Just like that. Just like that. Can't serve 2 masters. Ooh. Can't serve 2 masters. Master thyself. Yes, Ty, you can't serve 2 masters, but they try. They try to serve the Federal Reserve. They want to serve the Democrats. They want to serve the military-industrial complex. They want to serve Big Pharma. They want to serve small electronics. They want to serve big slavery. They want to serve the police state. They want to serve all of this. In France, in the street, like, no, we done serving. We're done. Can't serve 2 masters. Let me see. What else we got? What we got? Look at comments. Let me see. Look at the existence of giants. They couldn't easily help build all of the monuments at time. Yeah, you know what, Ty? And I believe in giants. I believe in giants because the ancients said it. I believe the ancients all the time. I don't believe their government ever. I believe the giant because they had what? They had the Book of Gigantus, and that's why they took it out of the Bible. Did they make it in the Bible? Nope. They didn't go in the Bible. Nope. Because you don't get to know that there were giants. You don't get to know that, yes, that they have these things. Anytime they find the skulls and things, and they're saying that they hide it all, Mary Leakey and all the archaeology and finding footprints and all the giants, they don't want you to know that you came from something great. They probably don't want you to know there were all different types of hominids on this planet going way back. Science is starting to tell you that, but you don't like science. Science, they lie all the time, right? Yeah, okay. Listen, the scientists write it how they see it. The religious people wrote it how they saw it. And then you're supposed to take all this data, put it together, and form it. That's why I say the only religion is truth. That's the only religion. You either want to know what's true or you don't because you want to control other people. Those are the only religions. Call it whatever you want. Call it Buddha, Christian, whatever. Call it whatever you want. You can focus anywhere you want. But that's all it is. UFO scenes are in the Bible. Yes, Miko, UFOs are all over the Bible. Extraterrestrial alien sons of light in the film, all over the Bible. Enoch, but they took some of those texts out of the Bible. And I think some of those books, the scriptures they didn't put in, the king didn't put in on purpose. Because if they didn't put them in, and the popes who murdered more than 80 million people around the planet, the reason they didn't put them in, they didn't make the canons, because they explained to people that they are great, and there are greater things out there, greater than the Pope and the kings. And the Pope and kings can't levitate, use psychic powers, and walk through walls, and Jesus said, greater things I do, you supposed to do. They can't do them. They need you to keep tithing. They need you to keep tithing. You know, the reason that these things were given to creatures, or human beings, that tapped into bloodlines, or whatever, it's because you're supposed to know who speaks for that God thing. Not who speaks for the big banks and central banking and politicians. Let me see. I'm going with alien Jesus and 2 planets became one on the moon today. On the moon today. All right, let me see. Brother Matt, speaking of that, That was a weird hum that was recorded last night, and no one knows where it came from. Original origin. You know what, Brother Matt? There's all types of weird sounds. People hear it. They hear trumpets and rumbling and vibrations and stuff. Sometimes I think it's just like they're building cities and the bunkers that they're spending billions of dollars doing because the kings and the kings, what is it called? King continuity, Lord continuity. They all gonna be continued. They're all gonna be safe. Could be that too, but there's all types of things. These universes are flying together and whizzing and popping and going through different sections, and all kind of crazy stuff are happening. The migrants who truly qualify for asylum won't be sent back. Well, you know what, Ivana, like I said, you know my position on that. I think that we don't own land. I don't believe in the king's land. I don't believe in the borders. I don't believe in the lords and the kings. I believe that they cause the problems and they make a lot of power and money not solving the problem. So I don't think that there's a migrant that's ever illegal. I don't think there's an illegal human being on this planet. I think we are all legal wave energy, and all the waves are supposed to work together. That's what I think. So I can't go into those government conversations. I don't believe in governments. I'm sorry, I don't. I'll use mine to do the good I can. I'll use my supremacy in my place to help the people I can. Act like I'm wave energy, but I'm not gonna ever turn against anybody ever, because all wave energy turns into what it's supposed to based on the waves around it, based on the environment around it. And I don't think because a poor kid is born somewhere that they deserve to be oppressed. I'll never go along with that, especially if we did it, and we did do it. Don't be a solely doctrine-based religion. Yeah, Trish, and that's the danger. All the scriptures, they were never religions. They were just scriptures, and people picked and choose and made religions out of them. But if you go back far enough, you start looking at the clay tablets, like I'm on this website. I forgot what website. I think I posted a link for it, where they actually translate a lot of those ancient scrolls going back to Sumerians and beyond, before, and you start seeing the scriptures back. The scriptures today were actually copied from clay tablets back then. Always go back to the original source. Your pastor ain't gonna say that. Your minister, hell no, ain't gonna say that, because they work for the colonizers. But the ones who do, that's who you want to start to listen to. Religion to me is a dynamic thing. It is not a locked in thing because King George said it. It's a dynamic thing. Let it keep going. Same reason Assange is in prison. Yes, Assange is in prison, Lori, and they're linking Assange to Russia now. That was in the news. They're trying to link it up because Assange came forward and he told you how to fix everything. Truth. When the people know what's true, they can evolve. When the people are lied to, you can keep them really locked up and stupid. And that's why they're gonna get Assange. They're gonna murder that man. They're gonna put him deep in a hole because we won't stand up for him. No journalists are standing up for him anywhere because they're not real journalists. They're pundits with a side. They're dead or asleep. They're not woke. Let me see. Some physics are real. Yes, some physics are real. Absolutely, Nick. And we have to live in the world, but we're not of the world. There's a lot more than what we understand. We hold the cops responsible for pulling the trigger for the evil politicians. The swamp. Thank you. The swamp is what we want. But we will not. But we will have to turn the cops around. Yeah, we need the police, Jack. And that's the whole point. The police are insiders. You don't turn on insiders. You tell the insiders we get how the game works. We get that it's the politicians that write the laws to get them to go shoot poor people. We understand that. And bad things happen when you send people with guns where kids live. Bad things will happen. And when police know that and they know we're not after them, they'll speak up. Same thing with the whistleblowers though, right? Exactly. With NASA and CIA and FBI. If we know we're not going to burn them down because they were hiding free energy, they were hiding electromagnetic devices, they worked on all of that stuff. If we know that, if they know that we understand who wrote the laws and who wrote the NDAs that forced them to keep the secrets, that we got their back, beautiful things can happen. That's why they turn people against the police, because they don't want any more police like that officer in LA that came out and told the truth about the CIA funneling drugs in LA. They want you to fight the people who can help you. Amen. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about waking up and looking at how the world actually works. Not how we think it works. Oh, I see all y'all share. Appreciate y'all share. I'm going down all my share comments now. I'm going to everybody who shares, right? I'm going, who shared? Nope, you didn't share. Nah, that's not what I did. I kind of peruse through the comments. Let me see. Who are we talking about? Oh, John, we're talking about a whole bunch of people. We talk about everybody. Anybody who's lying, Brother John, that's who we talk about. Let me see. I got a nonprofit job working with the volunteers. We're going to try to reconnect the people with the homeless and our seniors. And that's a great thing, Jeannie. We all need to find jobs and find a way of existing in this world, doing as little harm as possible. Thank you for that, sister. Love you. Really appreciate that. That's what we need to do. Stop focusing on your retirement and focus on how to live on a planet that's murdering all the other wave energy without being complicit. Howard Zinn said the most terrible things, war, genocide, and slavery, have not resulted from disobedience, from obedience. Exactly, Hollins, because people obey. People are scared. And when you got scared humans, the human that you gotta fear the most is the one that's scared. That's the one you gotta fear the most. Seth Rich leaked the emails to WikiLeaks. Exactly, Blue Lady. Say it louder, Blue. Say it, Blue. Sing it from high. Sing it from, get up in the Honda Blue and say it, Blue. Say it, Blue Lady, on YouTube. It was Seth Rich. It had nothing to do with no damn Russia, but people still believe it. And now you got Russian racism. So you got this girl, Maria Butina, because you got racism going around, because you got the Democrats hate Russia now. Now they're going to treat these Russians who live in our country like they're spies and got the CIA watching them, because we believe the lies. We believe the lies. They did the same thing to the Japanese in World War II, put them in the concentration camps because you bought into the racism. You bought into the king's racism, just dividing people up, keeping you stupid, centering the whole internet, and the whole time it was Seth Rich, a hero. At the age, how old are you, 26? Young boy at the age of 26, smarter than y'all, half of y'all 74. Been on this planet 74 years, and you don't realize who the kings and the lords are. And Seth Rich figured out at 26, you need to check your education system. You need to get rid of that Department of Education and replace it with nothing. They completely failed. Like, that's my whole point. When you got all these agencies and none of them do the jobs they're supposed to do, get rid of them. They don't work for the people, they're just the scouts for the king. Get rid of them. We dance in a circle and suppose the secret sits in the middle and knows. Ooh. Dance in a circle and suppose the secret sits in the middle and knows. That's deep, Glenn. I got to think about that for a little bit, brother. I love how it sounded. Wontons are aliens. Wake up, at least they tell the truth. I don't know who wontons are, Blue Lady. I don't know who wontons are. But we're all aliens. We're all from a different galaxy. We're all from different countries. We're all from different everything. We're 7 billion different types of creatures, and we're all aliens to one another. There are no others. We're all just part of a big ecosystem. Science supports all you're saying. Yes, Linda, that's why I love science. And scripture and religions do too. That's why I don't see any difference, Linda. I don't see any difference between scripture and religion. I think our ancients tried to tell us, and science can prove it, if we're open-minded enough. If we stay on the either side of these little silly fights, it makes us stupid. We are one. Yes, Anna, we are one. Can't have light without the dark. Face the darkness instead of trying to kill it internally or entirely. Won't happen. You know, Ty, the darkness, right, will always be here. The darkness will, there's no good without evil. It'll always be here. But we can put it in a box. We can make it smaller. We can reduce its influence. It existed, so we know what's good, and it's important that evil existed. But we can put it in a box where it kills less people, does less harm. I can't share today. I got penalized for criticizing Israel. Well, there you go, Eileen. That's your problem. Tell them the truth. Tell them, yeah. But that's what happened. You tell the truth. Just started following. Okay, all right, good. Good to meet you, brother John Ortiz. Darkness cannot exist without light. Light cannot exist without darkness. They can't. Yep, that's right, brother Jack. Spot on it. I'm never eating another wonton. Oh, that's what you're talking about. You've ruined my soup. Oh, brother Gil. Yeah. Oh, that's what you meant the wonton on YouTube, Facebook talk back and forth. That's what you meant the wontons and the aliens? For real? Don't do that. Don't do that to me. I believe stuff. I believe anything. I believe stuff. Wide degrees of plausibility. Taking alien meat and putting it in wontons. All right, let me see. Recreational smashing could go good for your mental health. Recreational smashing, like smashing is like how they broke the dishes. Where is that? Italy, where they eat the food and they break the dishes, like smashing things? Go to a rage room. Google that. Oh yeah, Diane. Well, you gotta flip out. You gotta kirk out every now and then, Diane. You gotta kirk out. I mean, I think I'm gonna end on that one. You gotta kirk out every now and then. Every now and then, you gotta flip over some tables. Every now and then, you gotta walk into church and see the whole church engaging and changing money, trying to make money trying to gamble. They all got bank accounts. They all got central banks. They all support political parties that do all the things that you hate. Sometimes you just feel like you're Jesus and you just got to let somebody know and flip tables over and throw money everywhere and call everybody nuts and crazy just so they know in the future that they're not supposed to have bank accounts, that they're not supposed to embrace banks, that if you give endless printable money the power to make money and not on your own creativity, your own work, your own, they know. Jesus knew Revelations and whether he is now what do you say he is? He's Yahweh or something. It was with the Sumerian tablet said he was actually had another name. I don't know anything about that. But what I do know is when you have endless funds to wage endless war, to use endless technologies to keep people stupid, to develop psychic crazy stuff and weapons to murder people, can't have that. Hashtag in the Fed. In the Fed, and sometimes you gotta rage because the Christians in the future gonna lose their damn mind. So are the Muslims. Try to pull them all back together. Anyway, this is Gerard. Yo, I gotta go. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Try to do something nice. Don't rage too much. And when you rage, just rage in a way that you don't make the psychic person or like wish some runes or something on you and screw your whole weekend up. We're all connected. We're all wave energy. Everything is wave energy. Never forget that. Act like that. Proceed in the world as though you are in the world, but you're not of the world. See the Matrix. All right, I gotta go. Y'all have a great weekend. Love y'all. I'm out. Bye-bye.